Hi, my name is Lucas, and I am a web developer, and I've been working with G to create a website platform built specifically for breeders. We've been thinking about the roadblocks and the challenges that G's been hearing about from you guys in regards to your website, and we've been developing something that's designed to overcome those and make managing your website super easy. This is kind of an example website that we built using our platform. It's a pretty website. I'll show you more about it later, but what I want to show you right now is the back end here. When you have a WordPress website or Squarespace or Wix or whatever, when you log into your website, you see lots of things. You see plugins and posts and pages and all sorts of different stuff. And that's not really relevant to you as a breeder, right? If you're managing your website, you have to think in a different way if you're on one of those platforms. We want you to be able to still think like a breeder when you're managing your website. So we have your website split up into information about your dogs, litters that you have coming up, and then information about you, your business, and what makes your dog special. What's special about your sires and your dams, what's special about how you raise your litters, all those kinds of things. So we want to make it really straightforward for you to manage your website in one place by thinking about your business, not thinking about this kind of weird other website stuff. For example, say I've got Cedric here. I want to change something about Cedric. Let's pretend that I find out that he has superpowers, so Cedric is not really a golden doodle, he's a super doodle. All right, so I'm going to make that change. I can see he's a super doodle. I click publish, and entry saved. Now, every place where I have information about Cedric, so I have multiple pages that show Cedric on the dogs page. If I have a litter with Cedric, wherever I have information about Cedric, his breed is updated to super doodle. Right? I don't have to go track down, oh, he's on this page and on that page, et cetera, et cetera. I do it in one spot. It's one piece of information that changes, and then my entire website updates to reflect that change. Same goes for if I want to change my contact info, for example. You have a new phone number, or you want to take your phone number off, or something like that. You just change it in one spot, and it changes everywhere that it shows up on your page, on your contact page, maybe in the footer. If any other pages you've thrown your phone number in, it updates everywhere, which is great. So that makes your process of managing the information on your website a whole lot easier. One other cool thing that I want to show you, and I don't want to scare you off because this is going to look super technical, but the good news is you never have to look at this if you don't want to. You never even have to think about it. I just think it's cool for you to know that it's there. Go back because I was looking at Cedric earlier. This is your entire website, right? This is all the code that makes your website happen. You don't have to understand or think about any of this. All you have to know is when you're working on a platform like WordPress, Squarespace, whatever you're on, a lot of the code that runs your website is proprietary. It's owned by that third-party company. Like a Facebook profile, right? You put all the information in, but Facebook controls it. It's on their servers. They own it. And if they choose to do something with it, you don't really have a lot of power over that. With this platform, all of your data is yours. You control it's called a repository, this entire thing of code. It's all text, so if I go in and I look in my source, I look in the content management part, I look in dogs, I look in Cedric, this is that same information that we just saw a minute ago. I have the name, I have the image that's associated with him, I have his breed, which I just updated to a super doodle, I have all the information, and this is mine, right? I can take this and I can plug it into another platform. I can move it to another website. Whatever I want to do with it, I have. So that's great. One of the things that's a little bit different also about this platform versus some of those others is because you control all of this, every time you update it, the whole website rebuilds. Which means that it takes just a couple minutes for the information to update. So don't freak out if you click save and then you go back to the website and you don't see it immediately. It takes just a second. But we can already see that this update, and again, you don't ever have to look at this page, but this is the server that I'm on. I can see that the update is already done. So now, if I go to Moondogs right now, if I go to our dogs, right here it still says Cedric is a golden doodle, probably because I loaded this page a few minutes ago. But when I reload, I can see now that Cedric is a super doodle, right? So that was a fast change and it's updated everywhere. I told you I'd show you more of the website, so let's look at it. I've got a nice home page with a big hero image. I've got these little kind of call to action buttons. I've got a nice footer with links to my Facebook profile and all the other social media that I want to show. I've got an About Us page with information about my business, information about my dogs, information about me, and calls to action, right? Repeatedly, reach out to us, contact us. You could also make this to an application, right? Apply to be on our wait list. You could do things like add an Instagram feed if you wanted to have the actual photos on your site. So we have lots of other things that we can do to customize this for you. I see information about the dogs, which we saw a minute ago. One cool thing also is that this, I'm going to pretend like I'm on a phone here. If I'm on an iPad or a phone, a couple things happen, right? It automatically scales. So you don't have to worry about your website breaking when somebody's looking at it on the phone. It automatically does that already. Has this nice menu that pops up, right? Everything is automatically changed to where it fits nicely on the phone, or if they're on a tablet as well, that updates. So all sorts of kind of cool stuff on the front end. And again, this is all automatic. You don't have to worry about that. This is not something that you have to do. So that's kind of the platform that we have. Obviously, there's lots of ways we can expand on this for your business. Change the branding, change the images, change the content. And like I talked about earlier, adding things like applications if you want people to be able to join the waitlist from your website. All sorts of things that we can do. So if you have any questions about it, or if you'd like to know more, reach out to G or to me. We are both in the Marketing 101 Facebook group, and we'll be happy to talk with you about it. Thanks for your time, and I hope you all are having a wonderful day.